Good evening and welcome to the after show. This is Celestial Engine. Actually, this after show is called the Engine Room.
Oh,
yeah. So there you go. It is the Engine Room. We're joined by our fans below, Richard, Charles, and Oni. Guys, so we just
from
had
the
this,
afterlife.
yeah. So we just had this this interesting episode, and a lot to go over here. And I guess the first thing I'll start with is that the fans have never been closer to being playing on the show,
and not.
And you can feel it, right? You can feel that they finally crossed over that boundary. You know, so the entire puzzle for that was simply just to put Dan in charge, because Dan was the one that could see the power relays, and Dan has this ability, kind of like you have the ability with reading the book, and you have a little bit more questions to ask. Dan, you find that you can manipulate everything because arcane energy is running through the whole ship, so you can actually use it to trigger things.
Okay.
So there were some other ways out. I believe the soul crystals would have been a way to do that. Yes, you could have used the energy, and you could have tried to like finagle something. That would have worked. You also could have just left the ship and crawled around.
Right.
And that would have absolutely worked.
Go out the outside. Go out the
He
outlet.
does have magnetic boots on, and that's why the gravity is okay at 1. So you could have just walked around the entire ship and had been there. So there was a few ways you could have done it.
How would we have re-entered, though?
Through the big hole.
It's open.
The big hole that the ship left. We could just walk in that way.
Go out the bay door in the...
Through
the new
I was
skylight.
thinking about that as an option.
It would be pretty cool because if it's spinning around.
I
you
was
would be on top
definitely
of it.
like, we're gonna have to. Like, if we couldn't figure a way out, I was like, let's go.
That's the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was a way to solve that.
But we couldn't... Would
Let's
there
wait
have
for
been a
someone
way,
to come in now.
Would there have been a way for us to stop that from happening, though?
We could have climbed onto the ship. That was trying to fly away, I guess, and try to
You're
break
talking
in there.
about, you're talking about
like
stop
before the ship?
Ooh, don't go...
Break that in.
Are you talking about stop the person?
Yeah, whoever
Yeah.
it was.
Oh yeah, that didn't have to happen.
You would have out the bay door?
No, you would have met. You would have. I'll just go back in case. So I'm hopefully answered your question.
Okay.
If you guys wouldn't have lowered the confinement,
Right.
you would have talked to that person. That person would have been a large part of your story.
Right.
Not that they aren't a large part of your story, but it's just not yet. Or maybe they won't be ever. if you don't do it.
When we originally changed the power numbers,
Yeah.
we lowered the confinement, which
Right.
opened
You left that
door.
you let that
Bay
person
door
out.
1.
Yes.
That person came out.
Yes. And that's
Right.
why the door is open.
So that person was in the first room.
Yes. And that person was able to get by you and get out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could tell. Aegis knows who that person was? Seems like he does.
I feel like I shouldn't answer because maybe not.
He left a note for
That,
Aegis, right?
that person
They were
knows who
both on
Aegis
the-
is.
They were both on the station.
You don't got to convince me. You left a note, didn't you? Well, you're right, Dan. I didn't think about that.
Maybe that person was the person on the comms.
Maybe it was. The person was like, hey, look.
And now they know that whoever is
Right?
coming.
Right. They're like, I'm out of there, but just so you know,
That's a good point.
that's
I'm out of there,
be.
and now I'm seeing who's on the way there.
Could be.
right.
Could be.
Good call.
Either way, that's a problem.
Let me ask you a question.
Me?
Yes. It's been bugging me since about an hour and a half into the show.
Okay.
Why were you trying to find out whether any of those people had mustaches?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. I just started like...
The things that Tom worries about.
I'm like, did I miss something that's
I have a mustache.
I was just trying to make fun of Brooke.
Me?
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like, can we see what they look like? Can we see their skin? Do we see their eyes? Can we see? Like,
Listen,
are they
who
men?
knows? I don't know what they are. They could have been,
they-
you know.
so-
Did you hear my
Do they
description
have
of when he actually
mustaches?
turned around? He turned around, you see that he was shaving.
Yeah. That I heard. Yeah, that I heard.
That's why they couldn't turn around. They're in the middle of it.
Yeah,
All
look,
of-
I'm sure
all of them.
I'm looking at the mirrors.
They're all,
the windows of the
they're all
mirror.
trying to see into the same
Yeah.
mirror.
You'll turn around. There's just
There was
mirrors
just two
attached to
guys and
their
a lot of
necks.
mirrors. There wasn't.
Yeah, there wasn't even anyone in
It was
it.
just one guy.
It was just one guy, like 80 mirrors. It was like
Oh, the whole thing was a mirror show, yeah.
So great. Yeah, mirror show.
turned around.
Sorry, bro.
They all turned around.
Well,
I
now
can't wait. That's what I'm gonna put on the suit. Actually,
Well, now
that's
I-
my
now-
add-on.
Now I'm the one who
A
looks
shaving mirror.
unreasonable. No one understood why I was asking about mustache.
I thought you were being funny.
was good.
It
Yeah,
was
I thought
funny.
it was
Yeah.
It
funny,
was
too.
funny, but I didn't get the. It was funny that you were asking, but I didn't get the joke. I guess.
So let's talk about those people. Start there.
Yeah.
What's going on?
They're weird. I don't know.
Are they?
I don't know.
Well,
So if you're there in the studio, you walk by and you walk into the room,
No,
staying there.
no,
you're
no,
gonna
no.
leave. These people are weird.
Well, it depends what they look like.
here's
They're
why
like-
it's weird.
Are they just standing there like
There's no air on
Are they
the
just
ship.
standing there shaving in like the studio? and
The
everything? Like,
weird part is
If people are shaving, that's odd.
That's
yes.
weird. Yeah.
I think the weird part is the no air on the ship part.
Did you open the door?
No,
Yeah.
but
Like,
Is it,
kind
a,
of.
is it a push or a pull?
but
Pull.
I'm still
If he
not
wants
convinced. I'm not convinced that
I would say
that
this.
there was air in that room either.
I'm not convinced
If
they're
those-
real people.
That's what you think? Your professional opinion?
I don't
If
think
those
they're real
people, if the only place on the ship that has air is in that room,
Possibly,
I'm going to say if.
right?
If that's the only place in
Right.
the ship that still has air, then anybody who was up at the time that the station lost air had to be in that room in order to be alive. Aegis, at that time, was Aegis
Right.
and knows that. And they know that. They know that Aegis knows that. So if Aegis is going to come by and do anything to them, they're not going to react in a way other than like, well, that guy knows the situation that we're in. It's his job to fix it, right? Unless he's coming in to
Right.
tell us it's fixed. Like, what am I going to do?
Just shave. I
But
guess.
they were
Wait for the-
acting
might as well
strange.
just
shave.
They were acting
Get
strange.
ready for
Yeah.
what's coming next. Just
Like that could be.
I mean, I'm not going to sit down on all these
No.
beds. That would be
I'm
weird.
not sitting down on this emergency. I'm standing up for myself.
shave.
But,
while I-
but
either
if
way,
that
they
is
were
the
acting
case-
strangely.
Yeah,
No,
if
that's
that's
They
the
were.
case-
Yeah,
It was.
they did so many strange things.
They
So
did-
many
yeah,
strange
they
things.
did.
Name them all. Name them
Absolutely.
all.
They stood there
Named
and did
them all.
nothing and
They
reacted
didn't.
to
They,
nothing.
yeah, they didn't respond to
They did.
They
They
respond
looked.
to what?
to somebody.
We
to
knocked
a-
on the door.
to
To
Aegis.
a quiet upturn of the
Right.
knock.
We knocked.
A
and said-
quiet
Wait,
unturn
wait,
of
so
the
you
knock.
said you said
There
hey
was a
there.
knock too.
Said,
Wasn't
oh,
there?
hello
I
there.
knocked. Yes, that's right.
You said hello there.
I
and
said
they
hello
looked.
there.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Did they hear you?
But if they do have some kind of prior, I'll use the word loosely, relationship with Aegis, and he comes by and knocks on the window, wouldn't they come over and say, "Hey, what's up? When we,
Yeah,
we
like,
expect
oh, did you
what's
fix
going
the problem?
on?"
Yeah.
Expect
Yeah,
a
you take-
more.
Maybe they
Stress?
don't like him. Maybe they didn't hear him.
Right.
He stinks, and I don't like
Yeah,
him.
maybe, maybe, but I still
Or-
think that they acted strange.
Maybe
Now
they're
that
just
when
like,
we went back, they were closer to the windows in that room.
Mm-hmm.
What are they looking at?
Maybe they see the explosion. They see the ship flying away.
Right. Maybe they're looking at something else.
Now let's ask a question.
maybe they're
You
prisoners and they're waiting
are
for
standing
someone
by
to
your
come
bed.
save them.
Yeah.
And you hear a large explosion. There's a window nearby. Would you move closer to the window to see what's going on?
What day of the week is it?
Whatever.
Yeah, sure.
right.
Sounds pretty normal to me.
Yeah, sounds normal.
But they
What do
wouldn't
you guys
move
think,
further
fans?
than that. They would have moved further than that if it was that. I'm wondering whether or not they're actually in some sort of time freeze. So time's moving slower there. That's why they're moving so slowly.
Interesting.
I do like time
If-
freezes.
If only somebody could have talked to them mentally.
That's a good idea too.
Someone-
I like that.
Does it look like
Someone.
a hospital wing?
Is number
Yeah,
5 a
does it look like
hospital
a sick
wing?
bay?
Yeah, maybe they're all.
Oh, yeah. On the left side, yeah.
Maybe they're all deaf.
Yes. That's the medical
Can't
bay.
hear things.
So basically,
that's where they
why
are.
Could be there. If something's happened and they're in the medical area, so maybe they're all sick.
Right.
Or they were quarantined or in
right,
isolation
Right.
or-
Although,
Man, if the fans were playing this game, episode 1 would be episode 12.
It'd be done.
I don't know about all that.
They press the I win button and it'd be done instantly.
You know, they had the whole episode to chime in and tell us what to do
Oh, wow.
and help
jealous,
us out.
jealous much?
I'm just saying.
We got a lot
what?
of comments.
Wow.
There's
Yeah.
comments, but you know, again,
We're also
they
backstage
know
waiting to
that
get
they
in.
can they know that
yeah,
they can help us out.
they're just like, you're hovering around the ability to bring us into this game. Will you please cross that threshold?
No,
We're like, yeah.
they can.
We're thinking about it.
If they do, they won't be able, the crew won't be able to keep up with the fans. They'll be like, wait, isn't that dangerous? It's like, no, this is just the answer. No, don't do that.
It's true.
But I think that, yeah, I think the motive of like of self-preservation that we all have makes us very, very cautious.
What,
to me.
what will happen is when the fans, when they transition over, all of a sudden, you know, all the ideas and the energy comes to this.
Are you saying that the fans, when they actually are playing, are not as?
Oh yeah. They turn to you guys almost with better ideas.
Oh man,
We don't have to worry
Cold-blooded.
about self-preservation. We're already dead. So
That's true.
That's a good point.
Well, I feel like
Right.
functionally we're all in the same ghost state for the most part. We just have the potential to go back to living bodies.
Yeah.
Well, they could too, possibly,
Maybe.
right? If you put the crystal in them, they could possibly. We haven't tried that yet.
Maybe
Yes.
that's
No.
how that works. Maybe that tube entry into the pod is just like a conduit. Like if their soul still resides within their bodies, maybe we could put a stellar crystal in there, suck the soul up into the crystal, take it out, and then put it into one of these.
We did do
Yes.
that
Crystal.
without power. Then we turned the power back on for that room and never went back to check what happened.
Yeah, you totally left one in there.
You guys have constantly been. I can sum it up with squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but it also is like that because I play games like this, and that's what happens because when you're in like a confined puzzle maze like this, like you play a game, you're in a mansion, you have to walk around, like that, or you play like the game I said, The Room, which is like you go into it's like an unusual place. You get lost in a room. That's completely normal, and it's not like it's not a penalty to you. It's just that there's so much ahead of you, and like you just have to take one thing at a time and try to solve it. And I know that like if you just went into this other room, you all have bodies right now. You could use some suits. That's why I said you didn't look at the suits.
Right.
So you would have had it there. Also, the fun and the scariness of is that last week when you were about to put Phil into his body,
Oh yeah.
there's no air.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Right. And I was waiting for you guys to do something. So what did I do? I threw something in the game, quietly or in the beginning. What did I throw in for 10 experience points?
For what?
Something to help you realize there's no air.
Oh man.
Last week?
Yeah. 25 experience points right in the beginning. Something that would have clued you in if you would have interacted.
It was in the observation.
Huh.
It was in the observation room.
Yes?
The doors were open.
No. Nothing to worry.
No,
in.
no.
What?
There was something in the observation room, and I remember we asked about it briefly, and I walked past. I mentally moved past it, but
Was it fire that was blue?
No.
Oh, okay.
no, there was like
When did that happen?
I thought I remember seeing blue fire.
Blue fire still has
Blue
oxygen
fire.
in
Yes.
it.
Blue fire is
you're thinking about the light over the world.
I think he's thinking about blood and not having oxygen, so it's blue or something like that. And then
No.
you're equating that to fire.
Yeah, I thought like as fire gets oxygen, it turns orange. As you get a blue whatever. I'm wrong.
I thought blue was hot. I thought blue was hotter than orange.
Blue is hotter, but
That's my favorite,
you need
that's my favorite
oxygen
moment of the
no matter
entire
what.
night.
Oh my God!
So
Blue fire
I
is
don't know if
like yeah.
low
You'd
oxygen
rather
would cause
explore,
blue
why
or different
wrong?
color.
I feel like it would cause blue is more oxygen, more fire.
I don't know about that. Blue
No,
is supposed to be hotter.
it's
but
hotter. I
at
think
the
it-
same
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
blue
it's-
is hotter.
And the higher it goes all the way to white, I
You would
believe.
assume that would require more oxygen,
oxygen,
but
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's
Or
hard
could
to
be more
say.
fluid.
Well, it's, I mean,
Wait,
it's always
wait,
like
wait.
when I turn the blue on the stove, and then wind blows in from the outside, it turns orange. It's
There
not-
was
not
something
good.
in.
No, that's
there was
because
a,
you're
so
blowing
you had
out
a
some
there was a
fire.
clue in there to
Holy
no
crap.
Right,
air.
it's getting weaker.
Right, you're actually getting it.
There
making
was
it
a
weaker.
clue to no air.
Yeah, there was
It
something
was-
in the observation room.
Yeah.
There was like literally there was an object that was in the observation room.
There was napkins, a tea kettle,
Yes.
all items on there. So if you would interact with any of the items, dropped it, done anything that would have revealed,
Right.
like, hey, this isn't moving.
yeah,
Right.
I would have keyed it away.
Yeah.
The gravity that was low. You guys almost picked up on it, the fact that the gravity was down, and then you said it. I think you said it.
Yeah.
I
Where you were
wanted
like,
to-
"Oh, the gravity's one. Maybe he don't need it because we can't feel it." I was like,
I wanted to go
"Bingo."
back. I wanted to
Yeah.
go back to the other room and throw things around, and you guys vetoed it.
Yeah.
No,
We didn't need to.
because who feels like doing that? That's a whole other room you got to walk into, and no one
Yeah,
wants to
remember we had that
roleplay
conversation. We didn't want to roleplay walking.
Right? No one wants to roleplay.
I hate
the
you
walk.
guys. I'm not here.
I don't feel like. And I saw Damien immediately like, nah.
I said that. I wanted to go
Damien
do
was
gravity
all no.
tests.
And I'm like, oh, they just don't feel like roleplaying.
Now I'm not gonna walk. Now.
This is
Yeah,
what
no.
I would say. This is
We're
why
here
I'm
now.
like very appreciative that I'm in my own body now. Like if I,
Yeah.
if you want to do this, go ahead and do
Yeah,
it. Now
I
if
wanted
you
to
Yeah.
do that, and you guys didn't want to roleplay walking.
It's true.
No.
I recall distinctly it was at a point where we were like, we were like measuring like the instruments and what we were doing, like was it working or not. And I was like, I didn't want to leave then.
Yeah.
Right, because you're in
You know
something.
what? I had a couple
Yes.
good ideas
It's just
so
funny.
far
You
this
could have said,
campaign.
go there,
It's
check it, come
it's
right
like,
back.
you know,
Would've
it's
been 10
saying you
seconds.
didn't.
I know.
I
But
was
it's
like,
like,
no.
yeah, just
We
grab
got
it.
back.
Grab it.
And all of a
Yeah.
sudden we're going,
It was more effort and emotion to say, no, I don't want to go to
I wanted to throw some rocks. I wanted to break some eggs, man.
That's like one of the few things that
true.
we actually have like a meter for in a way. Like we know we're supplying power to the gravity system. So it was like, whatever.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
so
It's great.
What about
Sorry.
Golden Duster? Who's that?
The guy. You can't tell us
I
that
obviously
now.
can't tell you
Yeah,
who
he's
that is.
still in there. We gotta
Who's
Still
that?
in there.
If he's in a
Yeah,
golden
what about
duster,
Something's happening, right? It was a whole big thing in the last episode.
I think he's a dragon.
What's the answer?
What was his name again?
Atlas.
His name was
Number 2.
I think it's
Number
Atlas.
two.
Number 2.
yeah, it's Atlas.
It's
I think
Aegis.
it's Atlas.
Aegis.
Really?
Aegis.
Yeah.
Could be.
Well, I mean, he keeps stressing that, like, he's in a gold and black duster, mostly gold.
No, it's mostly black.
You said mostly
trim.
gold.
No, black with gold trim.
Gold trim. Okay.
I like a gold trim.
Aren't you embarrassed now?
No, what is your thing with embarrassed?
I think it's
That's
funny.
your favorite word of 2023,
I say-
and now into 2024?
I say it to Teresa all the time. I see she'll do something. I'm like, how embarrassed.
You say it to everyone.
She
He
goes,
says it to everyone all the
He does
time.
like to say that.
He loves that. He's like, aren't you embarrassed with that? I'm like,
Sometimes people say
fuck
it
are
was
you talking
embarrassing.
about?
They agree. But most of the time they say, no, it wasn't embarrassing.
That's not what that emotion is.
It's about
That's
my
his
enjoyment.
favorite.
It has nothing
I
to do
know.
with
I
you.
think it's great.
Yeah,
It's
you
just your
sound like
favorite
you love
word.
it.
If they say yes to being embarrassed, you learn a lot about them.
I haven't
I'm
heard
learning
the
lots.
word.
2024, the year I learned.
It's been 2023. You're bringing it over.
Taking it back.
Taking it back. Taking them all back.
Bringing it back.
I was only
All the way
preparing
back.
My
2023,
dream, my wish.
but I digest.
Hey Dan,
Tom always
just a
laughs at
suggestion
you.
for you for next week. Go around and lock all the doors that you don't want opened. Use your arcane lock.
I was thinking about that, but while we were trying to open doors.
Yeah.
I was like, that would be nice if I could unlock doors right now, but I can lock doors.
I don't want to lock doors.
Yeah, so
I
you
like the
can go
chaos.
lock all the doors we don't want open, so all the containment doors, you can lock them all. And then you can go to the hospital wing. If they're trapped in there, you want to make sure they don't get out. You can lock it so they can't get out until you're ready.
Trap them.
If you want to trap nice people in the room.
That's my second. I mean, that it is a good thought. Like, I was
It's also a
sporadically-
safety
You don't know they're
precaution.
nice
I mean, what if
people.
somebody accidentally like
I
opens
know,
that door? Like,
but I was sporadically thinking about that. Like, not remembering that I had whisper. I did remember that I had lock. So I was like, all right, if we get, especially at the beginning, thinking that someone was running around and thinking if we're in danger, and they try to open the door and get into us, like I could magically lock the door. But like later on, especially in what we're calling the medical wing, like I don't know. Do we want to lock these people in? Do we want to let them out? Do we want to give them the option to get
I
out
don't
if they
think it
have to
matters.
get out? Like I don't know.
I really do. They've done absolutely nothing
right.
to make us think that they are bad.
Right.
Other than the fact that we didn't know what was going on and they were other people here.
And they acted a little strange.
Right. But then we found out, we thought that because we thought that was the containment unit. Those guys must be being contained. Then we found out they aren't. That's not the containment unit.
Right.
It's the sick bay.
It's the habitat.
Right. They're there because that's where people could live. Is what is now my default thought. Right.
Yeah,
That's
and it looks like that. It looks like there's beds enough for the whole crew to stay.
Bedpans.
I think, if anything,
There actually are bathrooms.
Beds and bathrooms. Okay.
Jay-
And by the
Kids.
way, I'm not gonna say it.
Well, there has to be something.
There are bathrooms on this station.
Right.
They're interesting.
they're interesting.
Bathrooms and
I'm in a robot suit, man.
Right.
What,
we don't
it's
even
the
have our
seashell,
biosphere,
right?
so we don't have to worry
I
about
was
that.
waiting
Did you
for-
use
I
the
was
seashell?
Literally,
The 3 seashells.
I was literally
absolutely.
looking to see who was gonna make the seashell joke. That was gonna be Tom or Dan.
Is there no
Surprise.
Busy
there's
falling
no
backwards.
gravity in the bathroom?
It doesn't matter. We don't
No
have
gravity
bodies.
bathrooms?
Who cares
No
about
gravity
the
in the
bathrooms? We got to fix the station. Who cares about the bathrooms? What do we care about? What are we talking
There's
about?
reverse gravity. Oh,
We don't even have
Shit's
bodies.
really hitting the fan.
Don't worry about the bathrooms.
Reverse gravity toilet.
Seriously.
Classic
Who
hands and
cares
trap.
right now?
got him again.
Oh my
embarrassing.
god.
If we get air in
How
there
embarrassing.
and we get our
No,
bodies,
embarrassing.
and I have to like.
No, I would be embarrassed if I fell for the reverse gravity bathroom.
That's
trap.
embarrassing.
I have to go out and see these people. All right. I feel like the family is like, what are we listening to?
I don't want to see these.
Guys,
There's not
question
enough water in there to clean that
question
up.
for you guys. What was,
Oh my God.
from your point of view, being trapped, what was the most frustrating thing in this episode?
Watching us play.
Like, what part were you the most like, will you just do that clear thing that you're supposed to do, and we didn't do it? Like, and if it's something we still haven't done, don't tell us what it was. But, like, what part were you, I feel like, the most frustrated with our caution?
The fact you weren't
I felt
focusing
like
on
you
it.
guys were obsessing about getting back in your bodies, and it's like, just get through the door. Work with the
Right.
door.
Right.
first.
And I think you guys are getting caught up in like that one thing when like, for one, Aegis clearly gave you in order the things that you should do in the beginning of the game, which is what?
Find father.
That's
Oh, that's right.
That's 3. One is
Fix.
make world smaller.
And fix
Right,
home.
which we did.
Fix home.
Fix home.
So he gave you the things you should do, and you've done the first one. So fix home is 2. And then when you the guys get caught up on the other stuff, when you need to get that door open, the power's down, get the door open.
Yeah.
But then you guys, and again, it's very appealing to like try to solve this mystery over here because it's a huge mystery. It's more entertaining to do that than to solve the why is the door closed mystery.
But
Get
like,
there eventually.
yeah, but the thing I'm thinking too is like what we said before. Like, this is a huge disadvantage. Like having
Yeah.
five
Yeah.
members of a party all being trapped
In
in
one
one
body.
physical body.
Right.
Like we could help fix home, probably fix home much more efficiently if we
I
I
think
think
if-
consciousnesses and physicality.
I mean, it has
If we had
its-
done
it has its pros and
the
cons.
detailed exploration of the workshop room earlier, we would have been like, let's get out of this room and get into those suits. Like, we were thinking, to your point, the only way that we could take multiple actions was to solve that problem.
Right. That's why you were. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Instead of,
And again, like I keep
Get out of
saying,
my
it,
dream,
that's
get
it's,
into my
it's
car
like theme
kind of
park.
thing.
Everywhere you look, there's something interesting to
Yeah.
do, and you get lost in something,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to do that. You're also, again, the fact that you were trapped in a room. If you notice that doesn't really happen in our quests. I don't let it happen, because of the way that the story is moving along. But in the sandbox version,
You get trapped in a room.
yeah, I'm just like,
This is
For
interesting.
hours.
I will say one thing though, that Brooke did very well with her questions.
Thank you,
yeah,
Richard.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was. You did learn an awful lot from being trapped in that room, but no one's gone to room 1 yet, and that's what I want to know: is what is room 1 or node 1, whatever it is.
we didn't go in there.
Wait,
No,
pylon
no one's
1
been
or
to
room
one
1
yet.
in containment?
No, the actual area 1.
Pylon 1. Yeah.
Pylon 1.
Oh yeah, no, no.
We
Yeah.
went in.
No one's been to Pylon 1.
No, I don't think you guys went to one.
Wait a
You've
second.
got
you
Shuttle
did.
Bayers 2, the
Last
Workshops
week?
3, Crystal Chambers 4, the Hospital Medical Bays 5, and you got the Central Area, but no one's been to 1 yet.
Really? We didn't go to one?
I thought we
And
were in
the
there.
reason why it's odd is that there is actually an area in there which has always got power. It's in a vital area, so that's why I wanted to know what it is.
It just looks like lunch tables. That looks like where. That's the cafeteria. No?
but the
That's
the
I'm
white
teasing.
ones are the
We didn't go
vital
into
systems.
one?
No.
Huh, that's weird.
That's for the food replicators.
Possibly.
I know we're going next week.
We'll definitely have to look at that, but
Well,
we don't have
someone's
much
going
time.
there. Damien might not go there.
We don't have much time. We got to really prep the station right now.
Yeah, that's why you need to go find out what it is, so you can
For-
at
Get
least
a
you know
hold.
what's in the area. And
Well,
one
he's worried about
suggestion
someone's
for-
coming.
Somebody's coming.
know.
is an
We got
add-on.
less than an hour.
Somebody's coming.
I think a
We got this-
dragon's
the-
coming.
We got a lot of damage.
We don't know that, though.
Somebody's coming.
But
You know.
we don't know that that's a danger that we're in. And we can't play that we do.
We got to figure out who wants what on their suits.
Couldn't it be?
That message seemed
We
pretty.
have no memory of.
Don't we have memory of before leaving?
You have no idea. If she says they're coming, but you don't know what that means. If that
No, but-
is that going to be?
Yeah.
Like,
Right, I don't know who it is,
I
but
asked
don't I-
specifically earlier in this if we have any concept of
No.
why we would even have shields on this ship, and we don't.
You remember everything about who you
No,
were.
but don't we remember leaving?
You remember getting into the pod
Right.
to like go on the spaceship to like
To start
building the
adventure.
space
Right,
station.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
So you don't remember anything about the whole trip.
Do we know? Oh yeah, because it's
I'm just saying
when we left.
that was
it wasn't
a
that.
warning.
That wasn't the feeling.
It wasn't like, you know.
Yeah, it was a warning, but
It
we
was a
don't know. But
warning.
I'm saying like we can't act like
No,
we
I gotcha.
know that we're in danger from dragons,
After
right?
after
Because there's no real, other than the
mean-
general sense that hey, we're up here because of dragons. Like there's no
yeah, but then we don't
indication
even
to
really
us.
know that because that's the time
mean-
that passed wasn't necessarily.
Well,
We have
you
no
do
idea.
know.
Kind of that we kind of know.
You do know that there could be dragons in space, but that they can't be in there for too long because
What a
they
sentence.
hold their breath.
Yeah, but now that right, what a sentence. We do know now it's a possibility.
Right. And we do kind of know, like, that, in general, the reason why, like, we've come out here is.
Right.
Yeah.
is,
So
like,
your thought of
you know,
danger
To
could be like,
eventually-
oh, is a dragon like found us or something like that?
Right.
Right.
If that's what they
could
mean.
be, or could be somebody else. It could
We
be
haven't
anything.
we haven't
But it's
figured out
warning.
a timeline, right?
It was
Of
a
how
warning.
far in the future we are? Yeah?
Nope.
They don't know that?
No
No idea.
concept.
Wild.
Okay.
Right. That's what I was getting at. We have no idea
Well,
what time.
I would
what
say
the
right
timeline is.
when you first saw the world, and you saw like those ripples of energy across the world, wasn't that like one of your first thoughts? Is like, oh, there's the dragons.
No, my first thought was, that's not our planet.
Oh, okay.
And it was like, yeah, it is. And then, I don't know, yeah, then my thought after that was like, what are the dragons doing?
Is there a way to get all the colours on at once?
No.
Okay.
So you're always going to have something powered down. Yeah.
Right, you can't have green and purple on at the same time.
Right.
Blue can only go to one.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's just split blue. Split it using like a crystal or like a mirror or something. A couple mirrors.
Yeah.
And the other question you've got to figure out is why does the station have so many weapons?
Yeah.
'Cause it's
Why
an
does it have so many
awful lot of
weapons?
There's a turret on every
Gnomes.
bay.
Defense. No.
Yeah, I mean, gnomes and gnomish guns
Yeah.
go together like a lamb and two to fish.
I mean,
You also got to figure out how to get 4 colors going on at one time. You got to get red, yellow, blue, and orange.
You can do that.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
can.
You
Okay.
can you can do
That's
you can't do two secondary colors that share. You can't do two secondary colors at the same
You could
time.
do exactly what you just said. Red and
yellow,
yellow
green,
because they
and
make the
blue.
orange, and then
Yeah.
the blue is the other one.
Yeah, so that would if you combine the
Okay.
two colors together, and it counts for the 3 colors that are there,
I got you.
right? But you can't do 2 secondary colors at the same time. You can't put blue into
Okay.
2 different streams.
There you go.
Here's one. With Dan's special power, would you be able to do that, put the 4 on, and then Dan manually power up the thrusters or power up the hatches to close them? Could he do that? Yeah.
I can't answer things about the future.
but maybe.
That's a good thought.
Well, the thrusters aren't part of they're light blue. They're not.
That's a very, very good point.
They're not part of the power.
Also,
Those aren't the
thrusters-
thrusters.
What
I
are
know
they?
they look exactly like the thrusters, but they're not.
What are they?
They're the
Escape hatches?
Where we
the-
throw the bodies out.
no, it's the
Bathrooms? That's I thought that was. I thought those were the bathrooms.
it's the docking bays upstairs that got ripped out.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
Okay.
Spider.
Both of them are
Or
gone.
just the one?
Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Both of
both
them are
gone.
gone.
The whole thing stripped away.
Yep.
Can we get a new map?
We have to fix that.
Yes.
No map.
Already think about the decisions you guys made, how things would have been different if you didn't cut confinement, or containment rather, and if you didn't cut the crystal chamber
Yeah.
power. So it's interesting to think of decisions. And now that you lost the 2 bays there, and that main section, don't forget, is down to
Like
57.
Yeah.
57 hit points.
But now, just my
But if the ship can heal,
well,
We have
yeah,
to repair it.
We're gonna
Right.
repair. Repairing would give its hit points back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to repair it. So let's not get too lost in the sauce. How is it playing as one person, and how is it being free of that?
I think pros and cons. I think that playing like when we were all together in Aegis, we didn't have to worry about a lot of things like air and like we
Eating.
had this so I feel like this pros.
And relaying
It
messages.
definitely already feels kind of better that we can now I feel like we can do much more being separate, even though.
So this story is about. We talked about how I mentioned it's about the human condition, like that, and it's about existence in different forms. You're going to find that there are advantages in different combinations of how you survive. The fact that Tom is still Aegis is actually an interesting advantage because if something happened, you could make a journey, and you could make a journey, put everybody else there, and just travel as one unit,
Right.
and then you can go there and maybe you can put yourself into something else, and it suits there and open up.
Right.
So there's a lot of things, and it's all about the strategy of how you use these beings and characters, and there's tons more that have not entered the game yet, and there's some already in the game that you just haven't discovered. So it's
So, like,
about having fun with it and figuring things out.
Could you put the crystals into the ship?
I mentioned at the beginning that that's a possibility.
That was my other idea.
So you guys
kinda
didn't come
to get
across
it-
that
to
yet.
get out of
But
that
that's the
room.
one that I revealed. So you will be able to put somebody in the ship, in the station, rather.
I was thinking about that in order for us to escape that room, like when we were in.
Yeah,
we were
so that's
locked
possible.
in, like,
And that's the
Or
one I gave you. So
maybe
if you
there was,
find that,
like,
you can.
So if that's the case, could you run diagnostics then even better, like more specifically
you
on
have to
what?
see. Like I think.
I can
What?
reveal to you now how it would work if you want to know. If most of you want to know, I'll
don't
tell you.
us yet.
No,
Save it,
let's find
Let's
out.
explore that.
I think I have
yeah,
a
let's
good
find
guess.
that.
You can guess. I won't comment.
If we become part of the ship, can we travel through the conduits to different parts of the ship?
You said you were going to guess. You want me to answer, or you don't want me to answer?
I'm going to guess by asking you questions.
I love
My
Dan this
guess
season.
requires an answer.
My guess is a question.
I just want everyone to know that that's my guess. You don't have
That's
to.
your guess. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, probably.
I think that I think that you have a decent chance of like, if someone's in the ship, you don't need to open a pathway to get to a section of the ship. They can just operate it. So the same
Like-
kind of a thing. Like I don't need to
Or
open
you
these
might be able to
doors.
travel
You
there
kind
in
of
a
go
way,
through.
right.
I'm guessing it's something like that.
Frankie, you with us?
Or it could just be like, hey, nobody needs to be in the control room. It's all right. I was used to just slumping. It's okay. So yeah, I think there's a possibility. Like maybe you just, hey, you're in the ship, you fly it. We're gonna go out into the different areas, right?
Yeah.
So
There's lots of different things that can happen, and it's a lot. I
Hey,
think
Tom,
it's gonna be a
here's
lot of
one
fun.
for you. Why not get those crystals and put them in Aegis? Then you could have who knows what coming in with you.
There's lots of different things you guys can try.
Like other people's, like other soul crystals. Is it?
yeah, I think that right. We had one cooking on the fire, right? We can go and see if that's working now.
Huh?
We have a soul. We put in one of the stellar crystals
Right.
into a body.
What
It started
body?
to glow, but it wasn't enough energy. We did a roll random. One of the 5 bodies that died, and then we turned the power back on. We never went back in that room.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Could
So-
be anything going on in there.
Zombie, yep.
Zombie.
That's
up.
very in line with how you guys have been operating. Put this on there. Turn the power on. Don't worry about it.
Oh, what? Where? What? Oh, shh.
It's a soul monster.
We're working on this other thing.
The body's gone.
I had this new
Squirrel.
mechanical body. I don't care what's in the other room anymore.
No.
So it's all the way over there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like
I've
walking.
been reading a book for a little bit now.
Yes, how
Sorry.
about relaxing? The question was, how did it? So did you enjoy it? Just you give me quick
Yes.
answers. Did you feel uncramped when you finally could escape, or did you just more enjoy it? No, it was kind of nice when we were huddled.
Definitely 2 different feels.
It was nice while it lasted.
Yeah, I liked the huddle.
It felt like an inside-out role-playing game.
Yeah.
Inside out role playing.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying the sandbox feel?
I like
like
it.
it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. I think
I
we're
love
gonna,
it.
I think we're gonna get the sandbox feeling a lot more now that we can actually go wherever we want to go.
Right.
You're
You
gonna
have the
get
ability now
sand
to always
and
change a
quickly.
door. You can actually move freely around the whole place.
Awesome.
So you have that one little ability.
I think that for the first 2 episodes, the level of teamwork and camaraderie that we had, possibly unparalleled on any on any quest that we've ever done with
thought
any
you-
party members ever, and I feel like that is now gone. I think that
because you're all separated?
I think that some of us deep down were itching to just not do what everyone wanted to do, and now they're gonna have the opportunity to do whatever they want. And like if
It's true,
like in
you
the
do
past we
feel
were
like
like, hey, I don't want to do that. You're like, okay, yeah, we're not gonna do it.
That's a
but
good
now
insight.
it's gonna be like,
That's a good insight because you do feel like you're a team because you have to work as a team.
right.
And
I'm very curious to see whether that's gonna continue.
I think Phil's gonna put a lot of things on fire.
You know me.
Can't have fires not.
you.
So we'll see.
He will
point.
find a way.
Right?
It depends on. I think
There's
it's-
also going to be more
yeah.
things like this where
you're
I'm focused on our number one priority is fixing the ship, and all of a sudden they're going to walk out of the room, come back in, and go, "No, we got to do this instead."
right.
Right.
And like,
I think you're kind of past the point now of getting stuck because that was just like your last moment of like getting over the hump of like
Yeah, we'll be able to move more freely now.
yeah, and now it's all about the next challenge. The first huge challenge, the secret thing, which I said to a bunch of people, like there's ways to just die instantly, is the no air. There's no air, and you have no way of knowing. And I was so excited to see how you guys were going to find it out, and I was so horrified. It feels like I'm going in, and I was like, he's just going to die.
yeah, well, you know what? I think it's interesting.
let
You
it happen,
answered
man.
questions in a way that like the way we ask questions, the way you answer them, we knew. Okay, we can't just go back into our bodies because something
Right.
bad will happen.
Yeah.
But
Right.
we all took that as like, oh, there's a missing step.
Yeah, that's what I take it as.
But the missing step is
And air.
fix the ship.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That was great.
It's
yes,
no,
you're
it's not in
missing
this
the air.
room.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Right.
Missing
Not
the
in
air.
this room.
It's not in any of the rooms.
Right?
Except
get it.
for where
Yep.
those
Yep.
weird.
Yep.
It was
Clay
a
people
fun,
are.
huge, like deep secret problem that you had to figure out.
Right. Yeah. If we had asked, can I put this crystal in this body and wake him up? You would say, yeah.
Right.
Right. But because we asked it in a way like wake him up safe and he will be safe or whatever it was, or like you're like,
more
well,
than 10 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So
interesting.
those are the differences. Like with this kind of sandbox feel, you have these problems that are just glaring problems that either you have to find them, figure it out, do the right order, and there's no help really.
Right.
I also
No.
think now that we're split up, like kind of just to go off what you were saying as far as like, how we were working together and now
Will
maybe
that
not-
continue?
I think
hope it does.
it's big. It's mostly going to be based on like the characters. I feel like everybody, because we were all stuck together without our own bodies, and it was like I think everybody was like kind of playing their character, but like maybe not kind of fully in a way. But now that we're separate,
Right.
again,
You-
like
you
you said,
might
people
act
can kind
differently.
of do what they do. Right? They're going to maybe act differently, and it's going to see like we're going to see like are these characters really, do they really want to work together and survive, or they have other plans, or what are their priorities really?
Let me ask a final question, and we'll cut it there. If you had the option to right now just snap your fingers and be alive instead of these suits in your actual body, would you take it?
No.
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 Like in real life?
No.
Yes, Phil.
Mech suit in the game. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, no.
Well, of course, in theory, you could get the suits have like an air tank on them. They're made to survive in space and things like that.
Right, the suit.
So,
Yeah.
in theory, so if I could put your body in that suit,
in that suit.
No.
No.
Like we're
Not
just
at the
like we're
moment.
just an actual suit.
so for the rest of this
No, like the
quest, wouldn't it
spacesuit.
be nice to just not have a body? Or
No,
would you kind of?
my goal is to get to a point in this quest where I will feel comfortable walking around in a flesh suit.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So like right now, I'm
The
like,
flesh suit has many vulnerabilities.
Yes.
I kind of want it to be like a situation where I can choose when to use what. Like, oh, it's
Right.
it's time to get into it. Maybe put the crystal in my suit, and now my body's safe. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Charles was asking last night about stuff like that, like how's it going to work? And you will be, because I don't think it's too much of a spoiler, you will be able to interchange, and if you do get access to your body, which is definitely possible, unless you mess it up,
We might
Which
lose
is
them.
also
You
definitely
could take it out.
possible.
Still lose
Yeah.
them.
and your body would just,
that's what I would like.
and you could put it in something else.
That's what I would like to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys are talking about where you are, but you are in the crystal.
Yeah,
that's us.
That's
That's
us.
you
Yeah.
going forward.
Right.
I
that's
gathered- I
that's
gathered
a
that.
suit. That's
I
a
get-
flesh
yeah.
suit.
Right. You're
This is a mech
always
suit.
always in the crystal.
Flesh and mech suit.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one, Tony. can they take it out themselves and put it in, or does someone else have to do it for them?
Ooh,
They could do it. They could do it for them. There's almost like a little bit of time. I thought about that. You can go like this
Like you
and
could
put
do
it
it
in,
yourself.
and then the essence would eventually just flow over.
like while you're holding it, you're kind of still attached to it. In a
Yeah,
sense.
exactly. You're still tethered.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
You
if
could probably say it's like
someone-
chess. Once you let go, it turns over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If someone
Then your
moves
body
the
hits the
body.
floor
Yes.
with a big thud.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Don't be standing up. So that's it, guys. I'm really enjoying this quest. It's a lot of fun. It's very different. It's
Yep.
It is.
a mystery. Are you getting? Not yet, though. You're not getting the Maniac Mansion vibes. Not yet, right? But is it building?
Yeah.
He's so concerned about you being complacent.
He's asked for Maniac Mansion a couple of times now. I want to give it to him.
I love it. I just like that you keep checking in with him. You're like, is Maniac Mansion yet? How you doing, Dan? How's it
It's just
going?
Man Mansion. It's not Maniac Mansion.
Man match.
Man Mansion.
Different game. Different game.
Different game. Different game. Different parts. Different game.
You gotta pay bills.
Especially
you gotta
when you
get
said,
the landscaper.
like, if there's a situation where like only one thing can travel through a door, and it's like we take the crystals out, put them in Aegis, travel through the door, find another room with, and then go back. And, oh man,
Wait, we're getting there.
Oh, man.
We're getting there.
Oh, Maniac.
Oh man.
Mansion.
Oh man. Oh man.
So,
Oh man.
I
Oh
would
man.
recommend everyone like finding an emulator and playing Maniac Mansion if you haven't played it yet.
Yes, no one promotes Maniac Mansion more than we do.
It is. I've said before, it's the ballsiest game.
It is.
Like-
it's seriously a ballsy game.
The fact that you can start the game, go, okay, this is what I'm picking, and not
Have the right combination.
you cannot win the game.
Yeah.
And it just allows you to play the whole game.
Yeah.
You use an item the
Incapable.
wrong way. Done.
Done.
Yeah.
Just the
Right.
game's not over. You just play and can never win. Love that.
Right. It's great.
Like, can you imagine like a game
Like
now
life.
just going like
Right now.
no,
life.
keep playing, never win,
Right.
and it won't tell
It
you.
won't tell you.
right.
Figure
That's
it out.
great.
It won't tell us at the end.
No, until you die, you just keep playing the game.
FromSoft kind of does
Wow.
that. Like if you miss a quest step, you're just like wandering around forever. You don't know where to go.
Yeah.
They don't tell you.
Oy.
So that's what we're and this engine room talk on, guys. Congrats, you're doing well. You're getting through the theme park that is the Ark, and and next week it's possible. I think the fans week is
Oh, I
next
hope
week.
so.
I think one of you guessed episode 3, right? Oh, you think it's 4?
And Andrew.
Andrew guessed
got-
3.
Yeah.
What?
I am.
That is
That
Yeah.
we're gonna get them. You know.
I am
Oh,
invested. I'm invested
Find
in getting more bodies into this fight.
yeah.
Yes.
Could
We've
happen.
got 3 extra suits.
Could happen.
Right.
I'm excited to go check on
I
that
want to
one
have a
body
fleet
with
of
the crystal.
comatose
No,
bodies.
you got 4 extra suits.
It's like, psh.
There
different
were
types of
7
bodies.
There is a
suits.
fleet.
You only
And
use
only
4.
Oh,
Four
because you're
used-
still in Aegis.
We used 4 of them.
I want to be tall.
Just 3 extra suits.
I want to be short.
He's an Aegis.
I'm still in Aegis,
No.
right?
Oh right.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
And
okay,
you can
guys.
always add more personalities into Aegis. So
That's also true.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Load it up.
Yeah.
So, guys, that was it. Thank you so much. This was episode 2, the after talk for the Ark. Guys, if you're not subscribed, you're not following, please do so because you will be notified every week when we're live, which is 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday, guys. Thanks so much to the crew. Thanks so much to staff inside. Frankie, thanks so much for editing. And fans, thanks for coming on. Guys, we'll see you next week on Audio Dungeon. Thanks a lot.